You don't know me, but I know you.
My name is very fucking confused. What's your name?
You wanna play games, motherfucker?
I went to bed in my shithole apartment and woke up in an actual shithole.
Congratulations. You are still alive.
Fix me, motherfucker!
He looks crazier than a sack full of cats.
You're not Jigsaw,
I call that epic bad luck.
Use your shirt.
It's wood. Plaster. I'm gonna kill your husband now, Mrs. Gordon. The only door you know how to open is between your legs. I did not cheat on her!
I don't give a crap if you covered yourself in peanut butter and had a 15-hooker gangbang.
Those who don't appreciate life do not deserve life.
Your policy! It's bullshit!
You're the scary voice.
Oh, yes. There will be blood. Let the game begin.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Jigsaw Files podcast. I'm Chris.
Madison.
And we got a special guest tonight, back in the Nerve Gas house, which if you are watching the YouTube version, you'll see the background. We are in the Nerve Gas house with somebody who's been here before. Tony, how you doing, my friend?
Well, didn't end well for me then. I hope this goes better.
So, yeah, we figured this October we are celebrating 20 years of Saw 2. So, Madison and I decided we're going to bring on a couple people to help us celebrate. And the first one up, Tony decided to take the call. So, thank you for coming on, first of all, man. How you been?
Of course. I've been great. Yeah, things have been going well. And yeah, it's fucking amazing to me. It's amazing 20 years later, people still love this shit and care about it.
Yeah.
So it's an honor to represent.
Madison, what have you been up to?
Just writing horror stories, writing horror nonstop and binging horror movies, and just finished Alice in Borderland. That was an amazing show, sci-fi horror. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can you, because I know you and I were talking off screen, Tony, you're probably still not allowed to talk about it, but can you at least hint at what you're currently working on right now?
I really can't. I can't say
fair
anything.
enough.
But it's fucking cool, I'll tell you that.
Yeah? You having a good time?
It's really fucking cool. I'm working with a legend, and learning every day from him. But this will make sense one day when you get to watch it. But yeah, it's pretty great.
It's awesome. So when did acting start for you? Because you've been around for a little while. So when did you go, you know what, I want to act?
Well, you know, like I mean, I've said this before a lot of times. I grew up super poor, so I was a big reader. I watched a lot of TV, watched a lot of movies. It was, you know, I escaped into my imagination, and I was a pretty good student. I was a pretty smart kid. So I went to university to become a teacher. I thought I was going to become an English teacher. I had an English teacher who just passed away last year, Don Tricello, when I was in high school, and he kind of taught me how to appreciate and love the written word. And I thought, wow, that's I could do that for some other kids, you know, and that was a pretty amazing gift he gave me. And so while I was at school, I'd always kind of secretly had this love. You know, I would imagine myself in movies and lying in bed as a little kid, like Cops and Robbers or riding horses or whatever the fuck. And then when I went to university, you know, when in grade 6 I played Cinderella in the school play. Like, so I was a bit of a ham. I was a bit of an attention whore. I like to make people laugh. And, you know, distract from the fact that I didn't have the right shoes. I had terrible teeth, you know, like shit like that. It was my mask that I wore, the way that I communicated with people. And so when I went to university, I took English as my major and I took drama as my minor. And I thought I might meet some girls and stuff like that too. And I just sort of stumbled into the right room, you know, and I had a teacher there who Kathy Smith, who really encouraged me. She said, you know, you should really take a shot at this, and I think you should go to New York and you should study. And I think if you do that and take it seriously, you'd probably make a living doing this for the rest of your life. So I guess I just needed someone to give me permission or that little shove in the right direction. And
Yeah.
I dropped out of university. I went to New York. I you know, I went to, I came back to Canada after that was done and just started working. It started, you know, I started in shitty little parts, played a lot of goons and, you know, tough guy, stupid shit. But always learning, and I did a lot of theater, and somewhere along the way, I got pretty good at it. And you know, right now I'm like in the last couple of years, I don't know if you know the show called Ginny in Georgia. It's a pretty big show on Netflix. Um, I played George's lawyer for the third season and 8 episodes, and that was a pretty fucking huge thing. And
Yeah.
this show, I guess, starred on the first episode of Brilliant Minds with Zach Quintos, who was phenomenal. So I'm, you know, I'm doing like, you know, and again, like Four Brothers, Saw Two, Land of the Dead. Back in the
Mm-hmm.
day, Murder in 1600. So I've done my share of Hollywood shit that comes through Canada and a lot of TV and you know, and I'm older now. I think I was 30 something when we shot Saw Two, and I'm 57 now. No, I would have been 37, so I'm 57 now.
Yeah.
Um, I'm basically fucking dead, but,
Stop.
but I've you know, this is my the film I'm shooting right now is my 214th credit. Uh,
Wow.
kind of kind of fucking amazing. You know, I really
Yeah.
you know, all I wanted to do is like make a living at it. And here in Canada, I've been nominated for all the awards, and you know, people know me.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. People don't stop me on the street, although it did happen a little bit at Virginia and Georgia. You know, people are pointing at
Mm-hmm.
me on the bus.
Are you the guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not shy at all. I'm like, yeah, it's me. And they're like, no, I meant the guy behind you. I was like, oh, fuck. But so it's kind of amazing. You know, I mean, I haven't had a perfect life. I've had my ups and downs and struggles personally and professionally. And but I'm like right here sitting to you talking to you now. I've landed in a really good place. I'm really happy with what I've gotten to spend a lot of my life doing, and I'm pretty optimistic that things are going to continue to go well now
I hope
until
so,
it's over.
buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks so much. You know,
Um.
I was never a Brad Pitt looking guy, so the older I get, the better. Um, you know, I'm a character guy who's I got a lot of life experience to draw from, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of regrets, and I'm a father, and I just I've had a lot of life experience to draw from, and a lot of years of being around some pretty fucking amazing actors that I've learned things from, and
Yeah.
some shitheads that I've learned, you know, what not to do. Um, I'm teaching now. You know, I teach and I coach people all the time. I feel like I've entered my mentor stage, and you know, I love acting, and I love the form. I love the craft. I feel like I really understand it. I'm good at communicating it to other people, and you know, I'm pretty glad. I'm glad I didn't fuck up my whole life along the way, and uh,
Yeah.
and I and I landed where I am now.
Um.
And
Oh,
what
go
about the
ahead,
shirt?
Madison. Did you want to?
How
Yeah, I
cool is it?
fucking love that shirt, dude.
Yeah.
Madison complimented me, but I haven't heard you say fuck all about it.
I'm so-
I mean, pay attention, man.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing over here.
I'm just kidding.
So are you? So I know a lot of actors are self-conscious of this. Are you one of those actors who like watching yourself back? Because like even me just doing the YouTube thing, like I
Yeah,
hate watching myself.
yeah, I get that. I get it. You know, I've gotten used to it now. When I was younger, when I was younger, I got a giant forehead and a big nose, and you see all the shit you don't like about yourself. It would take me 2 or 3 times to actually see the show or even see my work. I was focused on, especially on a movie screen.
Oh yeah.
My nose is like a fucking mountain on a movie screen. Um, but but I got past that. You get older and you got to deal with it. Accept who you are, and it's the thing I teach now to my classes. Like nobody looks like me, nobody sounds like me. Like that's what makes me interesting as a human
Absolutely.
being. My quirks and my idiosyncrasies and my speech pattern, like everything about me. Uh, I have to trust is interesting enough to watch, or people wouldn't hire me to do it. So you sort of have to get past your ego and just focus on the work and what you're doing and collaborate with the people around you and you'll be okay. But yeah, it was harder when I was young than it is now. Now, plus I can't see that well anyway, so
Yeah.
makes it
That's a
easier.
perk, I guess.
Yeah,
To
if I
getting
don't like
older.
if I don't if I don't like what I'm seeing, I have to take my glasses off and it's a blur. It's all a fucking blur. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
That
uh,
reminds me of one of my questions, if I can jump
Yeah,
in real quick.
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Go ahead. Whenever
I
you
want
want.
to know. I'd love to know, since we're talking about watching yourself on screen. What was
Mhm.
it like the first time you saw the scene where you get shot in Saw 2? Like, what was that
Uh,
experience like?
it's kind of crazy because shooting it, obviously,
Mhm.
uh,
Shooting, he
spoiler,
said.
spoiler alert, they didn't shoot me, right? It's just you just
Yeah.
stand there. I've discussed. I probably said this to you before on the last time, but that was 2 different days. So when the camera sees me look in the hole and then goes over to the gun, and then when the camera comes back, that's 24 hours later, and they've done my back of my head and all the makeup stuff, and all I had to do is sort of just roll into the camera and fall down, and that was it. So there's kind of nothing to it. It just it was nothing. But you see it on the screen with the sound and the impact and
Mhm.
the responses from all the other actors sell it. They make it
Yeah.
they make it amazing. All I had to do was fall down, which I'm really good at. Uh, but yeah, definitely. I saw not that long ago. I watched somebody sent me a thing of how people watch something for the first time or listening to something for the first time.
Oh, like
Uh,
the like reaction video type
yeah, like
thing.
reaction.
Mhm.
So it was this black dude. He's like, oh yeah, he's watching me, and uh, I forget what he said, but he was like a charming, really really cool guy. And then you see my head go off, and he's like, oh shit. It's like such a great, honest reaction to it, and
Yeah.
uh, and I thought that's cool. It's cool and that was such a big movie, and I was Darren Bousman really fought to get me in that film, even though it's not that big a part. Everybody wanted to be in the sequel to Saw. I mean, why wouldn't you
Yeah.
want to be? So many people saw it, and that was sort of it was a big step for me. I've done 214 things, but you probably only know 20, 30 of them. You do a lot of stuff that people never
Mhm.
see. So it's pretty cool to be in something. Like Noam Jenkins is the guy with the whatever that trap thing is called in Saw
Oh
2.
yeah. 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 The
And
Venus flytrap.
the crap, and they used to clip of him on The Sopranos. It just becomes a thing. Like you're part of the pop culture lexicon. Whether you're just a footnote, as I was or not, it's still a thing. Like people, so many fans and people saw it. And I remember we did a fan thing in New Jersey, I think it was, and I felt like I was fucking Brad Pitt. Like it was nuts. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, there's the guy!" And I was like, "I'm in the movie for like 5 minutes. Like, what's the big deal?" But it's 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 something that people really love and care about, and so it's cool. It's a good feeling. It's a good experience. I don't confuse. It doesn't feed my ego because I know I'm just a little part of this thing, but it's a pretty fucking cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
definitely.
man. Did you watch the first one before you got Saw 2? Or
Oh
did you
yeah,
just kind
yeah.
of like yeah?
No. It's like Ginny and Georgia say. I hadn't really watched the show before I got cast. I went back and watched it, and I loved it. It was my daughter's favorite show, and so it's really cool to get to be involved in something that you legitimately like.
Mhm.
But Saw, I had it was such a phenomenon. So I had seen it before I even auditioned for Saw 2, and I thought it was pretty fucking amazing. It's a great concept and great
Mhm.
execution. And when that dude stood up, it was like, holy shit, are you kidding me? Uh,
Yeah, right.
what a moment! Like, what a great moment. And I thought they did capture a bit of that in Saw 2 when you realize at the end, that it had all been you've been fucked. Your head had been fucked with again. It's
They got me.
I love I love that. The Sixth Sense, or I love those little surprise. I showed my daughter Fight Club and The Usual Suspects recently. I have a 20-year-old daughter,
Nice. Hell yeah.
so
Nice.
both of those I love, just the kind of waiting for that big twist and reveal, and then watching her face go like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
Uh,
it's the react like that's why I love watching reaction videos on YouTube.
it's so
Because
great.
I
You know,
it's
have you guys
awesome.
have you guys seen that? What's that stalker thing called? Unknown Caller. It's a
Oh, yes,
documentary.
on Netflix that documentary.
Yeah, I won't
Yeah.
spoil it, but holy fuck, that was a shocker. And I
Yeah,
showed that
yeah.
one to my daughter, and her jaw was
Yeah,
dropped.
cuz I
And
wasn't too familiar with that story. Like I had heard little things about it.
I didn't know it at all. I didn't know it at
I was
all.
yeah. That was
But
crazy.
what I love, a great twist, that you don't see coming. And anyway, so I really love that about Saw, and yeah, it was just a cool. Yeah, yeah, yes is the short answer to the question. I just spent 10 minutes.
Madison, did you watch that Netflix doc that we're talking about?
I did not, but I'll definitely check it out. It
Oh
sounds
Yeah,
man,
you
I want
should.
sounds good.
record your face so I can watch it.
Maybe I will. Yeah.
Record your
So good,
reactions.
so good. It's so fucked up. It's crazy. It's crazy. Telling you how fucked up it is, you still won't. You still won't figure out how fucked up it is until you get there.
Okay. Oh, I
He's
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
He's
it's a
right.
shocker.
Oh, I was gonna say, as we were talking about off air before we started recording, you got a
Yeah,
couple 20th anniversaries this year, not just Saw 2.
yeah,
You also
yeah,
got
yeah.
Four
Four
Brothers.
brothers.
I think Land of the Dead is 20 as
That's
well.
right. That was a big.
Um,
That was a big year. It was a huge year for me.
yeah.
I mean, again, I'm
So
not the star. I'm not the star of any of these films, but I'm in them,
y-
and I have I have more significant roles in Land of the Dead. I play Leguizamo's best pal, Foxy,
Foxy,
and
yeah.
Four Brothers. I was just in a lot,
Hmm.
and I was one of the only white dudes in that movie too. So
That's true.
so with my big porno mustache. Uh, but
And the fucking mutton chop sideburn.
yeah, yeah, not the best
Yeah.
look for me. But a thrill, man, a thrill to be around. Wahlberg and Andre Benjamin. Even like Sofia Vergara was in that movie, and
Yep.
Terrence Howard. It was a great cast. Even everybody was. It was it's such an iconic film. People still watch. It's still on TV all the time. People tell me it's their
Hmm.
favorite, one of their favorite films. And again, I don't delude myself into thinking, I'm a big deal. But it sure is cool to, after you start to gain some traction, to have these things on your resume, and have been a part of films that that do matter to people, and uh, uh, and just again, just be a part of, I don't. I think a part of what I wanted to do when I was young is you sort of chronicle your life a little bit. Like when I'm dead, people will be able to watch little bits of me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so it's kind of cool that I will be outlived for a minute anyway. I mean, these films aren't going to be around forever, but it's a comforting thought, as I'll
Yeah.
be being eaten by worms or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, Madison. Did you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say,
Try to
like, you.
follow that answer up. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I keep saying how like it's been a bunch of small roles, but I think that moment in Saw 2 is one of my favorites because
Oh, it's pretty
it
cool.
just it just first of all, it's the most shocking thing that happens until the ending, and then I also think because there's no warning, like, and based on Saw 1, if you're someone that saw that before you see Saw 2, and ideally you have, like, you're used to tapes before something happens, you're used to rules. So the idea that, like, anything could be a booby trap, any wrong turn could lead to instant death, it just ups the stakes right away. So I think it's a super iconic moment.
And in the chronology of all the Saw films, it's pretty early on. Like Saw
Yeah.
was such a huge hit that people were really looking forward to Saw 2, and my head gets blown off pretty early in the film, so it was pretty great timing. Like I know a lot of people who've been in a lot of the subsequent Saws, but after a while, it's like, oh, it's another one and another one and another one. It was a pretty cool one, and like you say, a pretty shocking one that people didn't see coming. And yeah, I thought it was a pretty great moment in horror history.
Absolutely. But I do want to go back to Four Brothers a little bit because, like, Edgy of Four's role in that movie, because I was just watching it again last night because I hadn't watched it in a while, so I was like, yeah, I'll have a little refresher before we do this. And Edgy of Four, man, he's intense. So, like, how deep was he, like, on set in that character? Was he pretty chill off screen, or was he like in the zone like the whole time?
No. He's a British actor, and I assume he had done theater and stage and stuff. So they're different machines. But everyone called him Chewy. First of all,
Chewy.
that
I
was
like that.
his name on set, Chewy, and he was. I remember the first scene I did with him was that amazing scene where he makes Bernard Burke's character eat food off the floor in the
Oh
restaurant,
yeah, yeah.
and he was so fucking intense. And he's coming in there and he's doing like I remember I had a lot of chats with him. He was a wonderful guy to be around, and a really gentle and soft spoken man. And he had said he had studied Singleton had told him to study James Earl Jones as kind of a model.
Oh wow.
Uh, his early films, a super masculine, super American actor, and and so then he would do. I remember this one line from the film, which takes place on the ice. He's like, I like the way you do business. He was like,
God damn it, I like the way you do business.
Bobby Mercer, whatever his name was. I like the way you do business. Like he just had this fucking magnetism and
Yeah.
dynamic. And then John would call cut and be like, how was that, John? Was that okay? It's just like this. All of a sudden, his voice shifted, and he just became himself. And uh, it's been he's a huge star now, and he's a magnificent actor. But you could tell even back then this guy was really something. And John was like, he's going to break out. This guy's going to break out. So and he was right. It was fantastic. Victor Sweet, his name.
Victor Sweet, that's right. Now, did you do Four Brothers first? Or did you do Land of the Dead first? Do you remember?
You know what? Uh, I think they were both around the same time, but
Yeah.
no, I did Land of the Dead first because remember my daughter was born in the gap between Land of the Dead, and she came to set in a basket on Four Brothers.
Oh.
And another completely, trivial, not trivial, but a little piece of trivia is that Mark Wahlberg, I believe, had a daughter around the exact same time, and his daughter is named Ella Ray, and my daughter is also named Ella Ray.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah,
Fancy that.
and we're not pals. We didn't hang out. He was a wonderful guy to be around, but we didn't really have a whole lot to do with each other. And I didn't find this out until fucking 15, 16 years later that we both had a child at the same time, and both had this, and they both have the same age.
Your
So
daughter's
that's
name's Ella Ray. My daughter's name's Ella Ray.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, working with one of the legends, George Romero on Land of the Dead.
Oh,
I
amazing.
gotta pick your brain about that. What was that like?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's amazing. I mean, first of all, it's always like you have no idea why people pick you. It's fucking crazy. So John Singleton, I remember I had that porno mustache, and I went to my wardrobe call, and he's like, "Oh, good, oh, good. I only cast you because of that mustache."
No shit.
Yeah, like
Hell
he was
yeah.
flat out. I mean, he was a great guy, and he liked me, and he gave me all kinds of respect. I remember Junard Burke telling me, he's like, "John likes you because he never gives you any direction. He just lets you do what you want." And I was like, "Oh, I guess that's true." But George, I don't know. I don't know how the fuck I even got that one either. I remember reading for it and thinking, "There's no way I'm going to get this." I got it, and the first night we shot, the first thing we shot was the scene where we ride up on motorcycles, which they had to teach me how to ride a motorcycle at lunch.
Yeah, how was
Um,
that?
I got a motorcycle with a sidecar, so I didn't fall over. Um, and So we rode up. It was fine. I didn't kill anyone. And then so we're supposed to jump off the things, and I think I say a line or two to John Leguizamo, and then we go into this liquor store, and we get cigars and liquor, whatever to sell on the black market. Oh, yeah, I forget if somebody gets killed there or not. Anyway, so we do the thing. We shoot it. I jump off the motorcycle, say my line. We go in the store, and I remember George always called me Foxy. He never called me by my name. He always called me Foxy. And after the first take, he goes, "Cut." He goes, "Foxy, after you say the line, it's like you're waiting for applause. Just get in the store." And that was my favorite direction I ever got. Uh, it's like you're waiting for applause. Just get in the store. So yeah, but he was a warm guy. He was a loving guy, a big, tall man. He had these giant fucking pop bottle glasses. He lived in Toronto. He loved it here in Toronto, and yeah, he was. Uh, I mean, there's nothing bad to say about him. I don't think anybody. I don't think you'd find anyone who would say anything bad about him. He was just a really kind, gentle man who loved making these movies, and that was a thrill. I got to spend a lot of time with John Leguizamo, and Dennis Hopper was on that one. A lot of
Hmm.
local Toronto folks were also in the cast, um, who I bump into all the time, and yeah, again, just like it's just like looking at a yearbook. When you go over your resume, like, oh yeah, that was like grade 11. We all made a Romero movie, and then when I went on and had a different class, and we made Four Brothers, and all that stuff. It's when I look back at these films, I look at the films, but you also remember, like, oh yeah, that's that day I was hungover, or
I
oh
love
yeah,
that. Yeah.
that's that day that we were running behind, or it rained, or I remember the first day I saw it too. I had a new dog, and I brought him to set. My dog Ruff was his
Oh
name.
no.
He was just a puppy. And so I walk in the morning, and almost nobody's there. The producers are sitting in the chair, and my dog takes a shit right in front of them.
That's what I said. Oh no.
It did not go over well at all. and they asked me not to bring my dog to set anymore. Stupid little things like that can really like make a terrible fucking impression, and and you can't make that first impression a second time. So it all worked out in the end. But uh,
Yeah.
I remember they let my dad come to set one time, and they were really decent folks. The folks who made well, Darren specifically, who I love, and I'm sure I'll work with again. Who blew my head off in Mother's Day again?
I say we're going to talk about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, he really likes blowing my head off. That guy.
That's what I said. Yeah, I was watching it last night. I was like, Tony got his head blown off again because with Mother's Day, I'd only watched it once when it like first came out, and I hadn't gone back to it since. So that was
Yeah.
like my only second time watching it, and I was like, God damn, he got his head blown up again.
Yeah, I remember that was my last day on that film, and we were all there for almost all the scenes in the house anyway. So
Yeah,
we got to hang out a lot. I remember in that fight I had with Lyric Bent, who's also in
yeah.
the song.
I said we were going to talk about that. Was on my list.
He actually split his head open during that fight. He just banged into his shelf or something, and
Damn.
he didn't die or anything, but he was legitimately injured. I remember that. I remember that fight being really sloppy and messy. Uh, I started to say something about Lyric. What the hell was it? Yeah. So it was the last. It was my last day. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. They had built this head, a model of my head. He puts that shotgun in my and blows my head off.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all. I remember everyone was standing around the monitors because you want it to look good. And they called action, and boom, my head exploded, fucking face flying everywhere. And when it was done, everybody's like, "Yeah!"
Yeah.
It's kind of a surreal moment for everyone to be cheering after you just watched your head get blown off.
That's because horror is fun. It's you always hear these stories of how much fun horror is to make. Because
Yeah,
no one's really taking themselves seriously on set. They are, but they aren't. Like we got all these body parts and blood, and we're gonna have a
yeah,
good time doing it, kind of thing.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
you want it to be executed well, but at the end of the day, it's like it's kind of a weird thing, and if it's not fun, then you're just a sick fuck, right? you know. Ooh, okay, okay, you're really into this, okay. Oh, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and I really appreciate like the artistry, like those special effects guys were fucking amazing. And
Oh yeah, they do great work for sure.
it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Now, have you kept up with the franchise since? Because now there's 10 of them, and I know you're a busy guy. I know you got a full schedule pretty
No,
much
you
every
know,
time I talk to you. But have you
no,
kept up with the rest of them?
no, not so much. I mean, I kind of watched. I watched the third one, maybe some of the fourth one, and then I was just like I was doing other things. I was but I did watch the Spiral. I wanted to see what the Spiral was. I mean, I think I glanced at bits and pieces along the way. If I had a friend in a movie say, "Oh yeah, I'll check that out," see how you died versus my death. Um, but when they were doing Spiral, I really wanted to meet Chris Rock, so I bugged Darren. I said, "Hey, can I come to set and meet Chris Rock?" And he said, "Yeah, for sure." So I went down, and I remember I picked up some Italian donuts because I wanted to. You always bring a gift when you go visit somebody. And then I had this ex girlfriend named Kate, who was a pretty blonde. And I thought I better bring a pretty blonde with me just in case Chris Rock Chris Rock's not in the mood to meet me. So Darren said, "Hey, Chris, this is Tony. Tony was in one of our films, blah blah blah." And he was sort of over in the corner learning his lines or doing something, having a private moment. And he was generous enough to stand up and say hello and everything. And I said, "Hey, Chris, how are you? This is my friend Kate. I brought her along just in case you didn't want to meet me." And he goes, "Oh yeah, everybody want to meet Kate," which was very funny. And we chatted a little bit. Chris is one of my favorite comedians, and brilliant, brilliant. And it was really nice of Darren to let me come to set and do that. Him and his wife Laura, uh, they're a little bit like family that I don't see all the time, and we'll keep in touch with all the time. But whenever we do talk to each other, we just pick up where we left off. He's a really decent guy, and I'll always be grateful for him because he really did fight to get me in that film. Like he really. I remember I had a call back, and he called me back and specifically told me exactly what to do to show the producers to win me the part, and he didn't have to do that. He went beyond. He went beyond and really fought for me. And, it's a business where people don't generally do that. So I'll always have nothing but love and good stuff to say about him.
Let's get into Saw 2. As I said, it's been 20 years, and I believe this was one of the last VHS tapes ever made before they started moving into DVD. So I thought I'd bring this out.
You gotta explain what a VHS
memories.
tape is to the fucking audience. Nobody knows what that is.
What's a VHS?
Yeah.
We'll have a fucking horse and buggy there, for fuck's sake.
But I know Madison has some thoughts, and I know I've been kind of talking for a while now. So Madison, Saw 2.
It's all you, Madison.
Okay. First of all, I do want to say I'm impressed that you have that, Chris. Like, I honestly didn't know they were still making VHSs when Saw 2 came out.
It was one of the last ones.
Oh, yeah. You tell
I think Devil's Rejects has one, too, and I think that was also one of the last ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think if you tell the next generation, like, what VHS is and say, be kind, rewind, they're like, what is that? So that was really cool, actually, to see that. But yeah, I have a couple questions that are, like, about Saw 2, and one of them, this is one that I just thought of today, that I'm really curious what you think if Gus hadn't died right away. What do you think his role in the house dynamic would have been?
Oh, I don't know. He's kind of that's a really good question. I haven't thought about Gus for fucking ever. I don't know. I mean, I don't really ever think in terms of characters that much. I always just think the character's me. And, and so we didn't learn a whole lot about him. What Darren's thoughts were, I remember, like, what do you think I did to get in here? Like, why am I here? And I think at the time something to do with money, like maybe I had embezzled some money.
So sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm working on a timeline. I'm working on like a timeline of the whole franchise. It's also like a deep dive analysis thing too, meaning I had to dive into your character a little bit. According to the Saw Wikipedia page, you were an embezzler. So
okay, good.
That was your whole thing. I got you, buddy. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, appreciate it. So I don't know. So I don't think I was going to be heroic. Again, like the only things we do know about the guy is he went to college and he drank a lot in college. That was one of my 4 fucking lines before he died. So you had Frankie G in there being all fucking Herculean and
the macho alpha.
Yeah, and Glenn was like the street guy, and Eric was kind of the quiet one. Who were the other men? Oh yeah, the Obi guy.
Avi. It's my name.
Oh
yeah, Tim Bird. Shout out Tim Bird.
Fucking weirdo. He's the weirdo guy. So I probably just would have been fucking annoying, like a frat boy who talks too much, like I have been doing tonight. I think I don't think I was going to save anyone. There's a slipperiness to him, kind of a. If he could have snuck out and left the rest of them there, I think he probably would have.
Nice.
I think that's kind of the sense I got from this guy. It was like Yeah. Does that answer the question? Is that...
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. He could have just snuck off and left them all there. He would have.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
such an
yeah.
interesting insight. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he struck me as kind of a selfish, kind of a goof, like just kind of a goof, you know. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And then I also wanted to ask, what did you think of the trap that was meant for him, the razor box trap?
The one Emmanuel was in, if you don't remember, the one
Yeah.
where she like sticks her hands up
yeah,
in the.
no, I remember. I really remember for something being that long ago. I remember a lot about it, I guess, because it was kind of a big deal, you know, in my life. I wasn't doing anything major. I did one big movie before that, which was Murder at 1600 with Wesley Snipes, which was fucking insane, you know, sitting across from Snipes. But yeah, I remember that like, you know, when the first day we got there, they took us. We went around and toured all the traps, like it was all in one little studio. Uh, and it's like, okay, so you're gonna die here, and you're gonna die here, and a fucking pit full of razor blades. But fucking, it's just weird, you know. The idea of a razor blade is makes me kind of shiver anyway.
Mhm.
I remember when I was a little kid, I wasn't a cutter or anything, but I remember being fascinated how at the edge of a razor blade, and that sensation always just makes me sort of like that.
Mhm.
So a whole fucking thing full of them. Forget about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my reaction. Is
That's a great reaction.
yeah, good. I'm an actor.
Yeah. And then also, what is your favorite trap like in the series? I know you've seen a few of them. What do you think would be your favorite?
Oh fuck, that's a hard question.
Yeah, that's a very hard one.
Was there ever one where somebody's got stretched, like their arms got stretched apart, or am I imagining that? Like they just got
You're talking like a
bent
Stretch
apart?
Armstrong type of deal, where it
Yeah,
was
like
like, yeah, no, I don't think that happened at all.
oh, fuck, I don't know. I'm thinking of other fucking weird movies. I guess. Uh, I don't like honestly. I don't like. I remember Saw 2 so clearly, but I don't. I can't name most other people's deaths and
Do you
stuff.
want me to help you out with that, buddy? Go
Yeah,
Shawnee's reverse bear trap in the first one. Just go with that one.
Or needle pit trap. That's always a
Or the
good
needle pit.
choice.
That one's a great one too.
Little bit. Oh, I remember all the ones in the first movie. I remember Obi in the fucking furnace with his hand up against the window and all
Yeah.
Oh
that.
yeah, that's a great one.
Uh, uh, I'm uh, I'm just gonna go with mine was the best.
There you go.
That's totally understandable.
I don't think come up with anything clever.
Do you think that there's any saw traps you could have survived?
Yeah.
Well, not the Magnum eye hole, that's for sure.
Yeah, that question is
Cross that one
answered.
off.
I could have moved my head out of the way, I guess. Like if you look through a hole and you don't see anything but a gun on the other side, you should probably move it to the right, you know. So I probably could have survived that. All I would have had to do is this, and I would have survived. Um, no, I don't know. I mean, you guys are asking smart questions as somebody who doesn't know fucking thing that well. Um, no, I don't know. I mean that's that Tobin. You know, he was such a he thought that shit through pretty well.
I anticipate the possibilities and I let the game play out.
And the writers, I guess by extension, the writers
Mhm.
made sure they were pretty impossible, pretty impossible traps to evade unless you know, because you're in panic mode. When you're panicking, you're not thinking clearly. Probably if you sat down and thought things through, I imagine there was a way to avoid them.
Do not attempt to use this key on the door to this room. Fuck this, man. Yeah, fuck this. That's a good idea.
Because it was a game, right? Like
Yeah.
he was counting on your weaknesses he was counting on being able to predict your behavior. Uh, I don't know that he specifically thought I would go to the door, but somebody was going to go to the door.
Yeah.
The most anxious guy is going to go to that door.
He's
And-
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I bet the character was probably thinking, I bet somebody's gonna try that door.
yeah, I remember that guy. I remember. I mean, I didn't really know him that well at all, but even when he said good morning, it was scary. You know, when you're on. Hey, Tobin, how you doing today? He's like, good morning. I'm like,
Madison met him. She had a nice experience
did.
with him. You want to tell him
I
about
did.
that? We talked
Yeah,
about it in our first episode, but go ahead.
I met him at Sawmania, and you're so right. Like, he is Jigsaw. Like,
he is that guy.
he is. He has that presence all the time, and
Yeah.
he's sweet, but like he's also just
I know,
something about his
literally-
vibe is very intense.
It's very it's very calm and very
Yes.
there. And there's nothing wrong with him. Like he was never anything but kind and
Hmm.
generous and stuff. It's just his essence is like scary.
Yeah.
You
I,
know?
I asked him to sign something for me, and I asked him to write what was my favorite quote. Most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you, not anymore. And his eyes were like huge. Like, how am I going to fit all of that on here? And he did it. And I know, and I realize now, like, that was such a big ask. But it was my 18th birthday, and I'd flown there, and I was just like, oh, I just really hope he does it. So I got the courage to ask him. And then I said, I'm sorry, I know that's a lot. Like, as soon as I asked it, I just knew what a big ask that was. And he looks at me, and he goes, never. I said, I'm sorry, I'm being really picky. And he said, never apologize for being picky, as
There
long
you
as
go.
it's in moderation. And I was like, oh my gosh,
There
this
you
feels
go.
like a fortune cookie or something.
You know,
It was so
why
great.
not?
Tobin Bell is a walking fortune cookie. I love
He is.
I remember I did a film with James Caan one time that nobody ever saw, and we were shooting in Little Italy, and of course he's Sonny Corleone, so people were coming up and asking for autographs, and like on set, like we're about to roll film, and people were like,
wow.
"Hey, can we take a picture with you?" And he was like, "Yeah, of course." He never turned anyone away. And at one point, the director Jerry Chicoriti asked him, "Does that bother you? People coming up to you all the time?" And he's like, those people made me who I am. Like, so there is a certain, I think, not that you owe anyone anything,
Of course.
but I think
Yeah.
I don't think that's a huge ask to write a sentence that's a few extra words, because this guy's become a superstar because of these films and people like you loving them. So I think I think it's big of him and generous of him to acknowledge and not and to even say that, don't apologize. It's really sweet. I think that he did seem like a sweet man, even though he scared the shit out of me.
That's exactly how I would describe it. Like, he's so sweet and he's so polite. Yeah,
Very soft,
but very
gentle.
terrifying too. And it's interesting to know if I met him like on the street without having seen Saw, if I still feel that way. Part of me
Yeah,
feels like
I
I
would-
might.
I wouldn't want to share an Uber with him. If I didn't know him, I'd be like, "Who's this guy?" He's like, what's your stop? It's like, never mind, you get up.
Did you have anything else, Madison, before we kind of move on?
Yeah, we could hit some fan questions. They might be
All
smart
right.
beats, and those were like the
Okay.
ones I was most curious about. So yeah.
The fans know
All
more
right.
about these fucking movies than I do.
Oh yeah, we pulled some fan questions from, of course, the Saw subreddit. Took a couple off of YouTube as well. So, guys, anytime we have guests coming up and I make the announcement, go check the Saw subreddit. Go check the YouTube channel because that's where you can submit your questions. So, all right. So, cute girl 920 Fire says, which movie that you've been a part of that is your favorite? So, which is your favorite
my
movie that
favorite.
you've been a part of?
Ah, Jesus Christ. Honest to God, I always forget what movies I've been in. I did one that nobody ever saw called Who is Cletus Tout? That was kind of fun. It was Tim Allen, RuPaul,
Oh wow.
Christian Slater, Portia de Rossi, Richard Dreyfuss, Billy Connolly. It was just
What a
crazy.
cast!
Yeah, it was a kind of a cool little film. But yeah, obviously Four Brothers was huge. Saw 2 was a huge one. Even though I didn't have a very big part. It was still like such a giant film. It was amazing to be a part of it. Um, I did one with Ethan Hawke where he played Chet Baker called Born to Be Blue. That's a really cool little film uh, that that I didn't see it on the page, and when I saw what the director had done with it, it's kind of amazing. It's like watching a piece of music. I'm sure there's other ones I just can't think of right now. Uh,
All right.
Give me another.
Fair enough.
But
Grace
those
uninterrupt.
Land of the Dead, Four Brothers Saw Two. Like that year was a fucking amazing year.
Oh yeah, '05 was a good year for sure.
And I'll tell you, the one I'm doing right now, which I can't tell you about, is going to be one of my favorites. Sure.
I
Oh
look
wow.
forward to it, buddy.
Yeah. That sounds. You're hyping it up so much. I'm so excited. I want to know. Can you tell us when we turn the camera off?
I can tell you secretly. Well, I think I told Chris, but if he tells
Oh,
you,
like the lead? Yes, I do know who the lead
I,
is. That's all I know.
Okay.
I have to murder you. So anyway.
Don't be scared of him. This dude spent half a Saw 2 taking a nap on the floor. Okay. Which, by the way, every time I watch Saw 2 now, ever since you told me that story, every time I watch Saw 2, I'm always looking. I'm like, is he fucking asleep here? Like, for instance, when Frankie and Glenn are having their little brawl in the room there, and you're kind of just laying there on the floor. I'm like, I wonder if he's asleep right here while all this shit's going down.
I was on that floor for 3 days. 3 days.
Jeez.
I was just lying on the floor. And Madison doesn't know this story, but at one point I was snoring and they hit a cold cut and wake me up. Yeah.
I was wondering about that. I was like, did they edit that out in the audio booth? Like, what is the sound? But no, they were cut. Now they kick him to wake him up.
Kick him in the fucking head.
Okay. So, Grace Uninterrupted says, do you have a type of project or subgenre that you would like to dive into next?
Yeah. I don't know. I like variety. You know, it's been cool to do some. It's been cool to do the horror stuff. I like comedy. I like doing comedy a lot. Um, yeah, no, not so much. I mean, it's just interesting roles. Now that I'm getting older, playing guys who've been around a lot. I'm playing a lot of cops, but I like playing fathers. Um, fathers. I like simple. Me personally, I'm drawn to simple movies, like really simple, human, small movies. Um, I feel like there's more to dig into acting wise when there's less action and shit and more human stories. Um, but yeah, I guess that's a shitty answer, but really, I just like to act, So uh, I'd rather have a scene where I'm you know where there's some kind of human struggle going on emotionally or in terms of trying to achieve or not achieving a goal versus running from killers or bullets or stuff like that. Oh, Defendor is another film I really enjoyed with Woody Harrelson. It's a wonderful smaller film again with a great cast and Woody Harrelson's fucking amazing in that film. Go ahead.
Awesome. This next question, first of all, I love this person's username.
Let me go back because I just remembered a couple of movies that
Oh, yeah,
that
go
I
ahead. Go ahead.
Bandits is a movie I love, which is about me and a bunch of people robbing a bingo hall on Christmas Eve.
Oh, wow.
It's a comedy. It's a great little thing, and I made it with the same guys who we made Faking a Murderer with. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but
I am not,
Faking a
actually.
I think you guys would enjoy that because it's in the true crime horror genre, and these two guys go on in pursuit of a murderer that they found on a YouTube channel, and it's kind of done Borat style. Like there's only a couple of actors in it, and mostly it's real people that they're interviewing as they pursue this murderer along the way. So that's one I think I'll definitely point your audience to, Faking a
That
Murderer.
I'm
Uh,
intrigued. That's for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a really well done. It's I guess it's kind of a comedy, kind of a parody, but definitely honors the true crime format. And and I won't
Interesting.
say any more than that, except I have a really fucking cool part in that. And Vandits is it comes up, it'll come around every Christmas now, which is I'm in it with Ricky from Trailer Park Boys, and um, Jan Arden is a Canadian songwriter and performer, and she plays like this skanky bowling alley barmaid, and Enrico Colantoni, who's a friend who's from Flashpoint, Galaxy Quest, and Mister Rogers movie, and it's a really good bunch of folks. So those are two personal, little smaller Canadian films that I love. Take a look at that and then tell me what you think of it.
I will. I will definitely check that out and get back to you on that.
Okay, so now
So
go back to your fucking question.
the username Jigsaw bitch, which I fucking love that username.
You're not Jigsaw, bitch!
Says, did you have a backstory in mind for your character? Which we already kind of talked about that earlier in the show. But she also says, or they also say, excuse me, what was it like reprising the role for the cameos in Saw 4? And did the character... So, okay, we were talking about what you thought the character was when you did Saw 2, but when you
Yeah.
came up in the clinic in Saw 4, did that kind of change your perception of who the character was?
Not at all. Not even a
No?
little bit. I barely even thought about it. But what's an interesting little detail is there was a kid in that scene, a young kid.
Yes, I know exactly where you're going with this.
Yeah, that kid was the son of the casting director, Stephanie Gorin. And he also eventually grew up and became the guy who played Roderick in the Diaries of a Wimpy Kid.
And Saw fans will recognize him as Brent from Saw 6. He's
There
the
you go. There you
teenager
go.
in Williams' game. So he did end up actually playing a character in a later Saw movie. So shout out
There
to
you go.
him.
But that's what I remember about Summer 4. That is like, oh, who's this kid? I don't know. And then he's fucking becomes a big star that I'm watching with my daughter all the time, and he's quite good in those films. I really enjoy them.
Side note, why are you always fighting with everybody? You're fighting with Billy Otis in Saw 4. You fought Lyric in Mother's Day. Like, what's
Yeah,
the deal?
yeah, yeah. Billy, I think that Billy passed away. I think
Oh,
I
no.
don't know, a few years back. Yeah, yeah. He was a sweet guy. He was always playing. The two of us were always playing pieces of shit, and
Mm-hmm.
we just had that look.
All
No,
right.
we're really sweet guy.
I don't know if you would know the answer to this, but this is a very interesting question. So I'm
I'm gonna
curious.
guess no before you ask it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Dark-minded Rebel says, were the actors reminded to not visually show their necks to the camera because the twist, they all had the numbers on the back of their necks. So I don't think you guys had anything actually on your necks most of the time, but were you directed to kind of like keep your necks hidden because of that?
No,
No?
I can't answer. No, and I
Okay.
think you're right. I don't remember us having those applied daily until it was revealed on my dead body. I guess I don't remember us getting those put on, so we wouldn't have had to hide them. Yeah,
All
good
right.
question. That's a good question. I
That
actually
was a
hadn't
really good
answered.
question. I read that and I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, that's a great one."
Yeah,
Yeah.
really good question. Was that
Um,
Rebel?
all right, and this one is from a friend of the channel. Filthy Dan says, "Hey Tony," that's literally how he wrote it. He wrote, "Hey Tony, were there any practical jokes on the set of Saw 2 that you were involved in? If so, what stands out in the memory bank?"
No, I don't think because they're so safety. There's a lot of it. it, it they're very safety conscious when you're on sets like that,
Yeah.
and so I don't remember any. I don't remember any practical joking going on at all. And again, I wasn't there that long. Really, I'm really in that one scene, and most of the time I was asleep. Um, so maybe other people, besides my dog sitting in front of the producers, which wasn't meant to be a joke. Uh, I got nothing. I got
Yeah,
nothing, Dirty
fair
Dan.
enough. Fair enough. And then last of the fan questions here we got from John Kramer Rules says, I love this. In Saw 2, Gus says, I spent 3 years in college drunk. You remember this line, right?
I've been drunk. I spent 3 years in college drunk. This isn't drunk.
Gus says, I spent 3 years in college drunk. I'm just curious, why did Gus drop out of college? Why didn't he complete his 4th year and graduate? Also loved your performance in that scene.
Oh, really good question. Maybe he didn't drop out of college. Maybe he just quit drinking. I don't know. I really don't know. Uh, I just say the fucking line, say right down. I really don't think. I didn't think a whole lot more about the guy, except that again, like I said, I always just try to bring as much of myself to it as I possibly can. And I had only gone. I went to university for 2 years before I dropped out and went to acting school, and I basically was drunk the entire time. So I just maybe Gus went to acting school.
There you go. And actually, that is a great segue because I wanted to talk to you. You teach an acting class. You kind of mentioned that earlier. Do you want to talk about that? Some information of where people can go if they want to be a part of it?
It's not a big thing. It's just a little thing. I've always. It's kind of a full circle thing. I had set out originally to become an English teacher, and because I've now got decades of experience in acting and specifically in front of the camera. Um, it's just a thing. I book a lot of jobs, and people. Uh, I wanted to try my hand at teaching and coaching, and so I started doing these workshops, and that's really all it is now. Is I do. I have a partner, Dylan Taylor, and we've now evolved to the point where we take turns every month. I'll do an audition workshop, and then he follows it up with an on-set acting for camera scene study. And Dylan works all the time too. He's in a lot of films. He's in this film Sick Puppy that I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned it during this, but it's a film that your audience might want to check out. It's really dark and uh, it's really good. I think it's really good. I don't know that I'm the best guy to judge horror films, but I think it strikes the right balance of all the elements. It's creepy and a little bit campy and fucking gross and disturbing. It really hits all the marks. Anyway, Dylan's a wonderful actor, and we sort of co-teach these classes, and people want to book jobs, so they come in, and we help them fine tune their audition technique, and then for folks who haven't had a lot of experience on camera, or maybe people who've done a lot of theater, they want to understand what to expect before they get to a set, and so we talk them through all that, and it's been really successful. We sort of every month the class is fill up pretty quickly, and we always bring in a female professional with experience to address, because both neither of us are female. We can't
Right.
really specifically or directly address any issues that might come up for women that is beyond our comprehension or scope. And it's become quite a successful thing now. So uh, and that's the thing I love doing, and I've got a little studio set up here in my apartment. So when people want to come over and record, so I'll record and coach people for their auditions. And, I'm pretty selective about who I'll do that with, um, usually it's somebody who's taken a class and I think really has some potential. And I don't like, I don't even charge very much money, but I don't like taking people's money if I don't think I can help them, and I don't like wasting my own time. So,
Fair enough.
but I really enjoy it. I get a lot out of it, and when you're teaching, you also learn because you have to articulate specifically a point or a direction, and so you have to really think about, analyze what's missing and how to achieve that, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, so it's a thing I love doing, and I honestly think I know I'm a really good actor, but I think I might even be a better teacher than I am an actor, um, because the feedback has been very positive, and a
Good.
lot of the folks I coach have booked jobs and gone on to become booking stuff, or just gotten better feedback from their agents, or blah blah blah, all that active shit. Um, but it's really cool. It's really cool to be sneaking up on my 40th year in this industry, and
Wow.
to be able to give back is kind of a cliche, but to I like mentoring people, and everyone knows if they have if anyone has issues or questions in Toronto, they'll usually reach out to me, and I'll always make time to answer people, or help them if I can, or connect them to people and stuff like that. I'm kind of that guy.
Mm. I love that, man.
Yeah, I like being
Uh,
that guy. I enjoy it.
Madison, did you have anything else? Because I got a couple more quick things that we can use to wrap up. So if you got anything else, go ahead.
Not any more questions, but I just want to say that is so awesome that you have this mentor position and that you are the person that's so receptive to answering people's questions and helping them in careers and giving back. I think that is so remarkable. And I love that I know that now.
I consider myself really lucky. I wanted to do this with my life, and I get to do this with my life, and why not? I'd be I don't know. That's just kind of who I am. I think I'd be a bit of an asshole if I didn't want to at least try to help people. And learn from my mistakes, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think that people do learn a lot whenever they're also teaching. I've done a little bit of teaching here and there with writing, and I agree. It definitely improves you. It makes you be more accountable with like improving your craft. So it's kind of something that helps you as well. But yeah, I just love
Absolutely.
your attitude towards it. It's awesome.
Oh,
Mhm.
thanks. I'm Canadian. That's how we are.
uh, Madison, did you watch the Chucky TV series at all?
I
Oh,
did
I love
not.
the Chucky show. Yeah.
You did not? Well,
No.
our good friend Tony there was in an episode in season 2.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about that again a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
love
how
doing
did
that.
Chucky
I
come
love doing that.
about? First of all,
Well, they were doing this Bound reunion was part of the episode. The movie
Mhm.
Bound was Jennifer Tilly, um, Gina Gershon, and Joe Pantoliano. And so they had they were doing an intervention or something for
Yeah,
Jennifer's character on Chucky, and Meg Tilly, her sister, was involved as well, and so when they were setting this up, I guess the director, Don, the creator director Don, was talking to Joe about doing it. Joe Pantoliano, Joey Pants, everyone
Joey
calls him.
Pants.
And Joe, I had lunch literally 2 days ago with Joey. He was in
No
town.
shit.
He was visiting an actor named Robert Picardo, who's on what the fuck's that thing called? It's like a Star Trek thing.
Oh,
Stargate.
Stargate. Okay.
He's on a Stargate show. Um, anyway, so Joey, they needed this obnoxious asshole basically for the episode,
I know who to
and
call.
Joe said, "Oh, I know the guy. I know the guy." And I play this rent a butler who's not really a butler. He's a wannabe actor. He's a bit of a dick and
He's a
doesn't know his place.
sleazebag.
A bit of a sleazebag, and yeah. Anyway, and I had done a play on stage here in Toronto with Meg Tilly ages ago, so it was so nice to see her. It was so nice to meet Jennifer. Jennifer is, such a beautiful person and spirit. Um, uh, and it was just fun. It was just a lot of fun. I got to be a dick. It's always fun to play a dick on anything. and I was sort of there's these characters on the show that are gender fluid, so I got to play the ignoramus who
Mhm.
gets taken to task for not knowing what that is even, and so I don't mind being the butt head in something like that, where it gets where it's explained to me, hey, you fucking idiot, this is a thing, because that's the message being sent out to the audience. Like I don't mind being the fool, as long as the project is definitely for equality for everyone, as it should be. But here's a little story that came because of Chucky. I got a phone call. Well,
Yeah, I
now
was
I've
gonna ask you about this. There was like a text message or a phone call, and you
yeah,
helped
there was
someone move. Yeah,
it
go
was a
ahead.
text message, and it was came out of nowhere, and it said, "Hey Tony, my sister Meg said to me." Well, you already know who it is now, so I've already fucked up the story. But
Yeah,
my sister
spoilers.
Meg said to me, I should contact you. I need you to pack up some stuff in my apartment and put it in storage. I'll give you $1,000. And I was like, I had no idea who it was, and I thought maybe somebody's in an abusive relationship, or maybe somebody broke the law and is skipping town. And this was during COVID, and I think, and also during a writers or SAG strike or something was going on, and so I wasn't working, and I needed $1,000. So I thought, well, even if I'm breaking the law, who gives a shit? So I texted back, okay, I'll do it, but I'm going to need half the money up front. By the way, who is this? Who's your sister, Meg? And she writes back, LOL. It's Jennifer Tilly. I
It's
was like,
Jennifer Tilly. Yeah.
oh, and she just needed somebody to pack up her hotel room, so I went over to her hotel room and packed it up for her. And of course, you would need someone to trust, because her closet is like designer this and designer that. I'm sure, uh, and all of her personal things or whatever. I you needed somebody to be respectful and not steal stuff or whatever. And I did that for her, and it's just a funny little experience.
Yeah, I love
I
that story.
thought I was going to be committing a crime, and bit of a letdown.
Uh, and then one last thing here, kind of before we
Yeah.
wrap it up. While we're on the subject of Chucky, still, do you have a favorite Chucky movie?
I don't. I think I saw like the first movie, or maybe the
Okay,
Bride of Chucky too. I'm not sure,
Bride of
but
Chucky's a good one. That's a good pick too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I knew a couple of people in that movie actually. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't. Again, like I'm not. I'm. It's funny that I'm here even on this fucking show. I'm not really a horror guy. Like I'm not a huge
You know what?
horror
That's a
watcher.
pretty common
I've
thing
seen
I find,
I've
especially
seen the
like all the
shows.
final girls. Like they make all these horror movies, but they're not really fans of
Yeah,
it themselves. So I
yeah.
find that to be a pretty common thing
I'm not a
nowadays.
fan of any kind of movie, really. Like if I hear a movie's great, I'll check it out.
That's how
And
I am too. Like I like a little bit of
I don't
everything.
I don't give a shit what the genre is really. And
Right.
and if someone offers me a job, I'll do it. I don't care what it is either. Um, so, but again, like having done that show, Chucky, it that was my in, and so that was a new appreciation. Like I got to meet the fucking doll and see
Yeah.
everything up close.
Where the puppeteers like moving them around and making them talk for you know.
Yeah, this is kind of a cool world, and kind of a and I kind of get I kind of get what people see in it now that
Yeah.
I've had that perspective. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't mean to shit on any of it. I just don't want to bullshit you and try to come across as somebody who I'm not. But yeah, I really loved meeting Dawn and working with Dawn and the whole cast, and I really respected what the show stood for. Uh, so yeah, it was cool, and it's Brad Dourif does the voice, doesn't he?
Yep. Yeah.
Of Chucky, and I've been a fan of his for as long as I can remember.
He's
He's one
another
of
one of the greats.
one of the great
Yeah.
character actors. He's just fucking brilliant. So
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all I
Uh,
got to say about that.
Madison, any final thoughts, final words?
Nothing. Just that this has been such a pleasure talking to you, Tony. I've had such a great time. So many great stories. I'm still thinking about the dog that you brought on set. That was so great, and I've enjoyed everything. Hearing all of your stories and hearing about your mentorship and everything. So thank you so much.
I've enjoyed you way more than I enjoy Chris.
Fair enough. I get it. I'm not going to argue it.
Yeah. But you're not. I mean, you're okay. You're okay. Thanks for putting up with me, both of you.
Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it, especially because I know how busy you are all the time. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and hop on here and reminisce on 20 years and your long career and all that stuff. And it was a lot of fun.
I mean, I'm lucky. I'm lucky people give a shit or are interested in me at all. So I'm more than happy to. More than happy to answer the question I'm capable of, which were very few in this instance.
So yeah, we're gonna keep celebrating 20 years of Saw 2 because we got another episode coming out. Because the goal is we didn't have one in September because we were bringing on a couple guests, yourself included, and I wanted to make sure the schedules all worked out. We're gonna have 2 this month. Our next one, we're gonna be talking to your Saw 2 co-star Frankie G. is coming on. So anything that you want to say to Frankie directly?
It's just that I love that guy. He was such a decent guy and a real gentleman. For such a big fucking massive hulk of a guy. I remember him being a real gentle, sweet, kind soul, and it was we didn't spend that much time together. I wasn't around that much, but please send him my sincere love. He's a really decent guy, and I wish him nothing but the best.
Will do, buddy. So that's it. I have nothing else. Tony, did you have anything else you wanted to say before we get out of here?
Me? No, fuck it. Let's go.
I love it. Let's cut the show there. Fuck it. We're done. Thanks again for coming on.
No, I'm done. I was done 15 minutes ago.
All right. Well, guys, that's
hold
it.
on. Come here. Here's my dog. Come here. Alfie, come here.
You got a surprise appearance, folks.
Oh,
Best. He's got I cut his hair myself. He's got a little Tina Turner rock star.
Oh, handsome.
Look at it. All right, let's go it on that. Go it on the dog.
All right. Well, we'll end there. Thank you very much, Tony, and I'll talk to you later, man.
Thank you both. All the best.
All right. Until next time, guys.
Game over.